As no beginning. I didn't know the title, I just clicked on it. I shouldn't have done that. It's the greatest gift we could ever send.
It says over here. Right here it says
End live video. Okay, so it did go on. Okay. Kind of give me the things about all that stuff there.
I have to give it.
It's always backwards when I see it, but I think when you see it on the, it's probably. Well, I've noticed that before when I checked on the TV, I mean on the YouTube at home, it was okay. I don't know why.
One day I'll figure it out.
It's light may seem we feel alone, separate from me. But the truth is, God is there before, and our lives we truly have. Light in me, it's the light in me. Namaste, namaste. Light in you, it's the light in me. Namaste, namaste. Light in me, it's the light in me. It's the light in me. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Light in me, it's the light in me. Namaste, 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 namaste. I see glory on your trails. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. That's a song I love. I've sung it for a very long time. So I love it a lot. So I invite you just to join me in a moment of prayer. Just take a deep breath in and let it out. The breathing God is. And breathe out, I am. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel that mighty power right here in this place. So when I take a deep breath in, I begin to feel that presence, that power flowing in and through my heart, feeling every cell of my being. And as I create a hallowed place to feel that presence, to know that life, the ever-expanding kingdom of good comes manifest within our heart, within our mind. We begin to feel and know that living presence all around us all the time. As we walk out into the day, we see that wonder and glory on each face, in each person. We see their wonder, their light, their goodness, and we know that your presence, your life connects us heart to heart, soul to soul within this moment. So we say thank you, dear Lord. Thank you, dear Lord. Amen. And amen.
The showers of blessings sent from above. Now is the time of expressing colorful gifts from above. Showers of blessings, showers of blessings of soul. Windows of heaven are open. Showers of blessings of gold. Now the showers of blessings being unbelieving. Now the riches of heaven, healing our hearts and well-being. Showers of blessings, showers of blessings of soul. Windows of heaven are open. Showers of blessings of gold. Vision fulfilling, pouring upon us, O Lord. Now the showers of blessings, our blessings live the world. Showers of blessings, showers of blessings of soul. Windows of heaven are open. Showers of blessings of gold.
Thank you for having fun with me. You're welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Today's daily word is light. And I don't know where I've heard this affirmation before, so everyone read it to me and kind of remind me. The light of God surrounds me. The light of God surrounds me. God surrounds me. Now I know. When darkness casts shadows on my life, or in the life of someone I care about, I call upon divine light that lives within me and expresses as me. Just as the light of the sun illuminates the sky, the light of God illuminates my mind, brightens my soul, and warms my heart. Even during life's darkest moments, the light of God is always shining within me just as it shines within all people. Basking in this light, I find strength and power to lift myself up through acts of service and loving kindness. I can be the light that helps guide others through my darkness. They may be facing every smile, kind word, thoughtful deed, or offer of help has potential to brighten someone's day. And from Psalms 112:4, they rise in the darkness as a light from upright. They are gracious, merciful, and righteous. And let's say it one more time. The light of God surrounds me. Thank you.
I claim a blessing. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. This is how I start the day. Knowing good is on my way. I am claiming perfect health. Love and laughter, friends and love. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. With conviction and detail, all this broken will. Take my life and redefine. Break the shackles, burn the light. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. 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 Lift my voice to a high ground. No miracles are all around. It's good. I can shine when I'm focusing on my good. I can stop opportunity. I wonder what good is coming me out. I claim a blessing. Oh, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing.
I claim a blessing. Thank you. Thank you, Janice. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Deary. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Let's say our mission statement. Together. We are a heart-centered spiritual community dedicated to empowering personal transformation and living the unlimited possibilities of spirit. One more time. We are a heart-centered spiritual community dedicated to empowering personal transformation and living the unlimited possibilities of spirit. We also say namaste. Light within me greets light within you. Namaste. I invite you to turn to somebody close to you and say namaste. Well, once upon a time, there were two farmers We had adjoining farms, not the same farmers that we talked about last week. One farmer was an optimist, always looking at the bright side of life. It's going to be another bright, shiny day. My crops are just soaking up the sun. Perhaps Mother Nature will give us a little bit of water, so a refreshing rain. Leaving the house in the morning, I saw my wife gathering up supplies to make my favorite Dutch apple pie. Thank God this day is going to be wonderful. I know that I'm going to be able to say, more pie, please. Now, the other farmer was a pessimist. Looked at whatever was out of place, always focusing on what could go wrong. He woke up that same morning and said, oh man, it's going to be another scorching hot day. There's not a cloud in the sky. Heat is going to be burning up my crops and everything is going to be dead. Oh, and then we'll get a monsoon bringing mudslides. No use in working. My crops aren't going to survive anyway. Look at those animals. They're all just moving so slow. I'll come out tomorrow and my animals will all be dead. And my wife, she's making kidney pie. Oh, I hate kidney pie. It's going to be another terrible day. I know I won't be saying more pie, please. You know anybody like that?
Yeah.
One day, the optimist invited the pessimist to go fishing. The pessimist went on and on and on how they wouldn't be catching any fish. All the good big fish are gone. It's too late in the season. Yada, 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 yada. But the optimist had something up his sleeve. He says, let's take out the boat a little bit out farther and drop our lines out deep, and I'll bet we'll find something out there. So they went out and they dropped their lines in the deeper water and just waited. And then just a little while later, the optimist said, oh, I forgot my hat. It's on the shore. And he turned to his dog and said, Rover, go to the shore and fetch my hat. So Rover bounced out of the boat, ran across the top of the water, fetched the hat, and ran that back to the boat. All along the top of the water. And the pessimist's mouth just dropped open. And then said, for crying out loud, look at that. I've never seen anything like that before. You have a dog that can't swim. Isn't there just sometimes you like to pause from all the negativity and just say, more pie, please. Like that apple and cherry pie that we had yesterday. Oh my gosh, wasn't it yummy? It was so good. Yeah, it was so good. And you wanted to say more pie, please. And some of them did say that, and they went up and got some more. Yay. Life is yummy, yummy. I am one with the universe that fills my tummy. That's our affirmation today. Together. Life is yummy, yummy. I am one with the universe that fills my tummy. Again. Life is yummy, yummy. I am one with the universe that fills my tummy. Oh my gosh. I'm going to get you all to sing that all day long, right? I'm sure that we all strive to be like that optimist. But it's so easy to relate to the pessimist, isn't it? especially with all the wacko things going on and all the negativity of the news media who loves to focus on drama and challenge, right? When we remain so focused on the bad stuff, like that pessimistic farmer who totally missed out on another farmer's dog running across the top of the water. And then even knowing what a hat is to fetch it and bring it back without getting that hat wet. Yes, when we focus on what we don't like, what's missing, or all the things that could go wrong, we actually miss out on the miracle that is occurring in this moment. If you want to experience peace and love and abundance that you seek and desire, then you have to get your attention set on finding it. Isn't that what that Jesus guy said? We talked about that this morning in Mark 1:15. The kingdom of goodness and wonder is in your hands. Repent. Turn around and look for it. Right? More pie, please. One way we can set our intention on finding it is like two women who are walking through the woods, and a frog called out to them, "Help me, ladies! Help me! Help me! I'm a stockbroker, and an evil witch threw a cast on me and turned me into a frog. If one of you will kiss me, I can, I'll return to my former state." And one woman grabbed the frog, stuffed her into her handbag. And the other woman screamed, "Didn't you hear him? If you kiss him, he'll turn back into a stockbroker." And the first woman said, "Sure, but these days a talking frog is worth way more." Yes, a talking frog in Unity's teachings is a very powerful acronym. That's why we have that one frog around here I won't ever let go of. Right, he's around here somewhere. That green frog. There he is. Yeah. Right. Very powerful metaphor. That means fully relying on God. Fully relying on God. And we will experience life wonders. Jesus said it this way: "The kingdom of heaven may be compared to someone who sowed good seeds in his field. But while everybody slept, an enemy came and sowed seeds among the weeds, and then went away. So when the plants came up and bore grain, the weeds appeared as well. And the servant of the householder asked, 'Master, master, master, did you not sow seed in your field? Where then did all these weeds come from?' And he answered, 'An enemy has done this.' The servant asked, 'Do you want us to go and gather them?' But the master replied, 'No, for in gathering the weeds, you will upwheat the wheat. Let them both grow together until harvest. I will tell the reapers to go out and collect the weeds first, bind them and burn them, and then gather the wheat.'" Traditionally, this is one of those parables that is used to preach about the end of times. We talked about that pretty good this morning, right? As the righteous are separated from those who are evil, and they will then be thrown into the eternal fires. You never heard that before, have you? But is that really what's being said? No. But we can probably see how someone who might interpret that meaning based on what they had been taught. Especially if they had developed some of those pessimistic tendencies I was talking about. You see, we live in this field of infinite possibilities, a field of ever-expanding possibilities, and that's actually what the term heaven means. Field of infinite possibilities, ever-expanding potential. It's what it means in Aramaic, Hebrew, and in Greek. Those English people really got it wrong, didn't they? The fertile soil of our minds will grow any seed planted in it. So this parable has valuable and practical lesson for us. It explains that why there is a mixture of things we would desire and those that we don't in our consciousness, right? We have things that we want, things that we don't want in our consciousness. Even though, as earnest, hard-working students of truth, and we are going about deliberately planting seeds of goodness and wonder and abundance in our fertile mind. And then to our dismay, we find those seed thoughts popping up everywhere. Am I the only one that happens to? You know those thoughts, those weed thoughts. The thoughts of lack and limitation and restrictions, the can't, the I can't, I'm not able to, I'm not. Did you know I just took the Lord's name in 3 times at least? Whenever you attach an I am to a not, you do know that the universe doesn't hear not. Right? So we'll have to say, cancel, cancel, cancel. Be gone to all those old thoughts, right? Cancel, cancel, cancel. Don't let them take root. These seeds that I've been talking about are sown by the sense mind. Part of our mind that has been raised in the ways of the physical world, which is run by fear and the ego's adversarial mind. That's the enemy. It plants the seeds, the weeds in those times that we're not awake and aware consciously. This is what is meant by the phrase, while everybody slept. When we are not consciously aware of what we're conscious of. The seeds of negativity can be planted in the fertile soil of our mind when we're not consciously aware of what's going on. When we first become aware of these weak thoughts and beliefs planted in the shadows of our mind, our first impulse is to go and to immediately grab them and forcefully dismiss them, right? Get out of here, you destructive, errant thought. You're out of here. Sometimes this action might be unwise. Because that we thought will simply take another form. Go undercover, so to speak. Like discovering in the garden that the weed that you just pulled out will actually shake out more seeds. You ever notice that to happen? And then as opposed to having just one weed, you got hundreds. Crazy thought, isn't it? That's how all those crazy weeds get in my garden. It's better to let both the weed thought and the intentional thought to grow into harvest. To be aware of the weed thought, not giving it any intentional mind energy or power. Just know that it's there. And then in the right and perfect time, cleansing the mind from it. Letting it go. This is what is meant by being burnt, thrown into the fire, the eternal fires, releasing thoughts and letting them go. Remember during Jesus' time, the fire was primarily a cleansing agent. allowing the energy of life being held within an unwanted item to be released. It's when they learn to boil water and to burn things, releasing the unwanted things back into the invisible ethers, returning to the living field. How might this work in everyday life? Well, when my mother made her transition into the invisible ethers back in 2015, I drove to Virginia to help my sisters and brothers clean up my mother's house and this, my mother's short-term apartment, and then move her piano to Florida. Well, that activity didn't actually start out that way. My sister needed help, and my mother and my brothers and sisters all wanted Siobhan, my daughter, to have her piano. We were originally going to have a mover move the piano, but we reached a point where we knew that the mover couldn't meet the time frame we needed to close my mother's apartment without incurring another monthly rent, which was $5,000. That's what they call those retirement centers now. And if we didn't meet the time, we would either have to move the piano into a high humidity garage and wait for a mover to get it. And then the mover said, I don't know why you're even moving it. Because you can buy a piano on eBay for $500. Well, as you can sense, that statement didn't really fit very well with me. And although there was some truth to it, it would cost at least $1,300 for the mover to move the piano to Florida. Well, my worldly logical mind kicked into gear and looked into the different options, and we talked about it. And then when I asked Siobhan, she said, whatever you decide is fine with me. I really like to have Grandma's piano. In my heart, I knew she was right. So I told her if I could find a truck to rent, we would move the piano. A rental truck, towing my little blue, beautiful car behind it for 1,000 miles. Oh, I had my doubts, especially when it came to my body's dyslexia and backing up a truck. If you've ever seen me back up a truck before, look out! And, my gosh. And then towing my car and making turns, I had a lot of weird thoughts. But I planned a way to keep the expenses of the move at a minimum, because I thought it would be much more than what the moving charge was going to be. So I tried to keep them all the way down, and much, much more than the $500 eBay cost. Now I drove to Virginia in one day, and we cleaned up the apartment in one day, and then we, the time frame I drive to Florida in one day, and spend some time with Siobhan and come back to Oklahoma City in one day. Now, most people would think I was crazy. Yeah. But it wouldn't be the first time. Right? So I put it into prayer and decided to let the frog handle it. Fully relying on God in the moment. But I still had a lot of doubts and a lot of seed weeds, but since I allowed those seed weeds to be there, I knew what they looked like, right? Like pulling a U-Haul, pulling out of a U-Haul dealer in Fredericksburg without backing up would be a huge ordeal, especially if you saw out saw the layout of their place. So I asked the frog for help again. And I could barely sleep that night before leaving Virginia. And then my brother-in-law, who is actually a truck driver, asked if I needed him to get the truck and the trailer out of the parking lot and to I-95. And I said, yes, please. And then there was this 30-mile backup on I-95 on the south border of North Carolina. And I had to exit on a road that was under construction to buy gas. And there was barely 2 lanes. Driving a U-Haul truck while towing my beautiful little blue car. And then I pulled in to the only gas station I could manage to get into as I was running on fumes. And there was no apparent way to turn around because there was this gas truck providing fuel to the station and it was blocking the only exit. So I asked the frog for help, and she told me the way. Just walk around to the back of the building, right? Walk around to the back of the building and see what's there. And as I did, I walked around and I saw that there was this invisible exit into a great big shopping center and a way to get back out onto the road. The next time I needed gas, since I didn't want for that to happen again, I waited and waited and waited and seeing this gasoline station that I could exit on with was easy and would be into a great big gas station. And then with just 16 miles left of gas, that perfect gas station opened up. I had a lot of doubts. I had a lot of seed weeds, and those weeds were growing, and I was aware of them, and then I turned to the frog, fully relying on God, and let them be, allowing the discomfort to be okay with me. And then the answers came. Now, when I got to Siobhan's and unloaded the piano, I knew that we had made the right choices. We rolled the piano off the truck into what would be the right and perfect place in our house without a hitch. And then Siobhan sat down and immediately started playing the piano. It sounded so beautiful. Wood floors, high ceiling, and her grandmother's love for music emanated from the piano. There would not have been another piano that would have been more perfect for Siobhan. Well, we did manage to get the rest of the things off the truck, and I got my car off that car dolly and returned the truck to the U-Haul dealer. And when considering all the different items that we had actually put on the truck, the charges would probably have been the same or a little bit less than what the truck would have charged. The mover truck would have charged. Although it was a little bit more work for me, and it was a great big learning experience. But what was really amazing was when Siobhan researched the manufacturing code on the back of the piano. Did you even know that there was a code on the back of the piano? No, not me. She discovered that the Kimball piano was made in 1973, right? So the piano is 40 years old. My mother had bought it new. In 1974, Kimball changed their name and the way they did business, becoming involved in the electronical music end of the business, and they would stop making wood pianos. Therefore, the 1973 Kimball piano was much more valuable than the models to anything that they had afterwards. And then they were ranging on eBay anywhere from $2,000 to $6,000, and much, much more in a piano store. Well, needless to say, Siobhan fell in love with piano, and she sat down and began on piano playing some of her favorite tunes. You all do know that she's actually a piano teacher, one of her many skills. And she's a choir director for another Unity church, among the different things that she does. And as I sat listening to her play, I released and let go of all the weeds and all the negative energy that I had been holding on to. I released it and I let it go, allowing the energy just to be dissolved by the eternal fires of spirit. So know that while everyone slept, and they are not consciously aware and alert of the physical world, we are sent messages. The mortal mind is trying to plant seeds of weeds in the fertile soil of your mind, and we can look at them and acknowledge them and say, cancel, cancel, be gone, or we can simply be aware of them and allow them to be. And then in the right and perfect time, release them and let them go so that we can actually experience the wonder that is going on right before our eyes. And we can say, more pie, please. The kingdom of heaven is within me and all around me. Life is yummy, yummy. I am one with the universe that fills my tummy. Again, life is yummy, yummy. I am one with the universe that fills my tummy. I like that information, don't you?
Yeah.
You remember today when you're having pie, right? You allow yourself to have another piece. It's okay with me. Barbara only made 3 pies overnight.
Ooh,
One of them.
I've had our prayer chaplains to stand and hold a sacred place, and our music team to get up and ready to play some more amazing music. I invite y'all to take a deep breath in and let it out. And the breathing, God is. And the breathe out. God is. I am. In this moment, in this place, I center myself in your awareness. I open the door to my inner room and I enter in. And I shut the door to the outer world and hollow out a place to feel your presence. And in this moment, in this place, I know that showers of blessings, your showers of blessing are pouring out upon me, flowing, stirring, moving in every cell of my being. I know that I am glowing with life, with radiant light. And as your healing energy flows through every cell of my being, dissolves my every mortal limitation, that washes away every appearance of lack, of limitation, of illness, of all those seeds. It's dissolving them in this moment now. And I am opening up. I am opening up to your living presence. that stirs within my heart, that moves within my mind. And I am beginning to see the field of infinite possibilities. And I know that as I go out on that ocean of living energy, that as I cast my net, I bring in those right and perfect ideas. I know that right here, right now, I am floating on your sea of infinite possibilities, and your showers of blessings are all around me. I rest within this moment, aware of your light, aware of your ever-renewing energy. I rest in this moment now. Healing, renewing life is all around me. Healing, renewing life is flowing through every cell of my being. I am glowing with energy, life, and wonder. I am surrounded and protected by the light of the divine. That golden core star energy surrounds and enfolds me in this moment. And I am alive in this moment, glowing with energy, light, wonder, and goodness. And I say thank you, thank you, thank you, Lord. Amen. And
In this place,
letting fear and worries fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love.
as we enter into this time of offering, I invite you to hold your love offering, your gift, or tithe in your hands, and see the creative energy of the universe flowing in and through it, flowing with energy and life and wonder. And we know that as we get to that which spiritually feeds us, it becomes like this energy wave that's flowing out into the universe that brings us back more goodness and wonder. So if the idea of opening up and fully relying on God's presence stirs within your heart, within your mind, so that you can have more pie, see it glowing with energy and life and flowing out into the ethers that brings back, it's the spot that brings back more goodness and wonder to us. Let the music that Janice and my music team play lift your heart, stir your soul. Give from that place of awareness. If the work we do as a spiritual community stirs within your heart, give from that place. And then hold that energy, that light, hold that gift and energy, light, and see it be filling you, moving in you, and flowing out into the universe, hitting that spot that brings back all kinds of wonder to you. And will you affirm with me? Divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that blesses me. Thank you, God.
In this moment, in this place, I remember all that I am. Letting fear and worries fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that sets me free. There is only love.
We're continuing having offering plates on each side of the door, so you can drop your love offering in there, your tithe, your gift, and see it multiplying, growing, and doing wondrous work as it goes out into the universe. For those who are online, if you'd like to leave us a love offering or tithe, that would be awesome. You can go to unitychurch.org and hit the donut button. Not the donut button.
Or donut.
Hit the donut or the donut button. Or you can write us out a check for $1 million. We would just love that to buy more donuts.
Is there a pie
I am empowered, strong and full of life. I am empowered, strong and full of life. And I know it's so, and so it is. Amen. I am amazing, filled with sacred sight. I am amazing, filled with sacred sight. And I know it's so, and so it is. Amen. And I'm breathless at the beauty that surrounds me every day. I'm a miracle unfolding, and I am guided on my way. I'm grateful and I'm happy. I've got a smile on my face. Open to the grace of love that fills all time and space. Grateful and I'm happy. I got a smile on my face. Open to the grace of love that fills all time and space. I am empowered, strong and full of life. I am empowered, strong and full of life. And I know it's so, and so it is. And I know it's so, and so it is. And I know it's so, and so it is. Amen.
Thank you. I think Reverend Patrick's hungry today. He's talking about pie and donuts. Thank you to all of our volunteers who are so important to this ministry. We thank you for taking the opportunity to be a sacred service and allow your love to flow out to all of those around you in so many marvelous ways. Thank you, and we appreciate all of you. Myrtle Fillmore's Healing Letters Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Zoom and in person. A class series that's just right for our crazy time. Myrtle prayed with those who desired help. Many who saw her prayer blessings brought forth renewed bodies. Myrtle would often reply to those who asked for prayers through the mail. Individuals were so impressed by them, they shared them with the Unity Worldwide, who then compiled these letters into a book, Myrtle Fillmore's Healing Letters. Join us on Wednesday nights as we explore the richness and the power of the letters of Myrtle. If you're a female and you haven't attended a Unity Soul Sisters gathering lately, you're missing out on a good opportunity to share and to connect with like-minded women. Our next meeting will be Thursday, September the 10th at 4 p.m. here at the church, Unity Spiritual Life Center. Mel will help us explore the power of our name using geometric, fun woo-woo stuff. Join us either in person or by Zoom. See Jean or Betty for more information. Life of Pi, the movie, today at 1:15. A 16-year-old Indian boy passage to a new life in America aboard a freighter ends in a shipwreck in the Pacific Ocean. While cast away, he forms an unexpected connection with another survivor, a fearsome Bengal tiger. Join him on an event of a lifetime in a visual masterpiece, a mental, physical masterpiece that explores the soul longing to engage a belief in God to protect, guide, and nurture us. As this young man searches his unique blending of Hinduism, Christianity, and Islam. Dominoes, yes, Dominoes, every other Tuesday at 2 p.m.
1 p.m.
Huh?
1 p.m.
1 p.m. 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Relax, laugh, and enjoy the moment now. Fun afternoon of together and enjoying an ancient tradition. The next event is September the 1st. Next Sunday, at the request of Polly, we will miss her smile. We will be showing the movie Thrive, which explores the science underlining the theory of the fourth dimensional reality and all the effects human thinking has upon it. Wow. Our prayer chaplains are here to pray with you. Those who are serving today, please raise your hands. Oh, I stand up. Oh, stand up.
I'm Jess. I'll be out in the lobby area.
And I am Mark. I was proud to pray for you at the God is Love Summit. 100.
They would love to be able to pray with you and hold your highest intention. See flowing out into the field of infinite possibilities and bring in that goodness and wonder to you. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Patrick, and you're amazing.
You're amazing.
You're amazing.
You're amazing.
You're amazing. I invite you everybody to stand up. See, hold your hands out to the side and see the energy we're filling them up.
Yes, it begins with me. Yes, there's peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as King, and we all are we. Let us walk with each other, perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this thing's unknown. This is my joyous power to take each moment and make each moment their peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins
This firm for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Where I am, God is, and all is well. And that's the truth. Yay, God. Yay, God.
The universe is on our side. You are the power to create spiritual being. You are the power to create spiritual being. You can create anything you want inside. It's easy. You can create anything you want inside. The universe is on your side. You are the universe is on your side. You are you are love.